Enlightenment is not a place we reach or a destination to arrive at. It is a state of being, a profound realization of the self beyond all illusions. It is a process of breaking free from the layers upon layers of false identities, judgments, fears, and desires that keep us bound to the limited perception of the ego. To awaken to our true nature is to transcend the noise and turbulence of the mind, to go beyond the constant stream of thoughts, emotions, and reactions that we so often mistake for ourselves. Enlightenment is about seeing through these layers, peeling back the beliefs and illusions that cloud our awareness, and discovering the vast, timeless essence that lies at the heart of our being, a presence that is pure, free, and whole. This is our true nature, the core of who we are beyond all conditioning, beyond all labels, beyond all concepts. It is the eternal self that is not defined by anything external, that does not cling to the fleeting circumstances of life, but instead flows with an abiding peace and a boundless love. The journey to enlightenment is a journey of self-discovery, of coming home to ourselves in the deepest, truest sense. It is a path that requires courage, for it asks us to confront the illusions that we have held on to for so long, to release the attachments that we believe define us, and to question everything we have been taught about who we are. This process is not easy, for the ego resists change. The ego clings to familiar identities, to the stories it has woven about itself, and to the sense of separateness that allows it to feel special or important. But enlightenment is the dissolution of this sense of separateness, the realization that we are not separate from the universe, from each other, or from the essence of life itself. It is the understanding that our true self is beyond the individual personality, beyond the mind, beyond the body. Our true self is the consciousness that observes, that witnesses, that experiences life without attachment or aversion. It is the awareness that is beyond time, beyond space, beyond limitation. In breaking free from illusion, we begin to see that the mind is like a veil, a filter that distorts our perception of reality. The mind is constantly judging, analyzing, and categorizing, creating distinctions between self and other, good and bad, and right and wrong. These distinctions are the foundation of the ego, the structure that gives us a sense of individuality and separateness. But as we look closer, we realize that these distinctions are not real. They are constructs of the mind, illusions that keep us trapped in a limited perspective. When we begin to see through these illusions, we experience a profound shift in consciousness. We move from identification with the ego to a recognition of our true nature, the awareness that is beyond thought, beyond form, beyond duality. This awareness is boundless, formless, and eternal. It is the essence of life itself, the universal consciousness that animates all of existence. Awakening to our true nature is a process of letting go. Letting go of the stories we tell ourselves, the roles we play, the masks we wear. It is a process of surrendering to the unknown, of trusting in the wisdom of life, and of allowing ourselves to be guided by the stillness within. In this stillness, we come to know ourselves not as a collection of thoughts, emotions, and experiences, but as the silent witness. This pure awareness observes without judgment, without attachment, without fear. This is the essence of enlightenment, to know ourselves as the observer, the presence that is beyond the mind, beyond the body, beyond all external conditions. The ego is the source of all suffering, for it is rooted in fear and attachment. The ego seeks validation, approval, and security in the external world, believing that happiness and fulfillment can be found through possessions, achievements, and relationships. But these external sources of happiness are fleeting, for they are subject to change and decay. The ego's desire for control, its need for certainty, and its fear of the unknown keep us locked in a state of tension, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Enlightenment is the release of this tension, the surrender of the need for control, and the acceptance of the impermanence of all things. In letting go of our attachments, we free ourselves from the cycle of craving and aversion, of seeking and avoiding, of grasping and resisting. We find a peace that is not dependent on external circumstances, a joy that is not bound by conditions, and a love that is not limited by fear. True freedom is the freedom from the ego, the freedom from the constant identification with thoughts, emotions, and desires. This freedom is not about escaping from life, but about fully embracing it, about living with an open heart and a clear mind, without the filters of judgment and fear. In this state of freedom, we are no longer bound by the past or worried about the future. We are fully present in the here and now, experiencing each moment with a sense of wonder, gratitude, and love. We are able to see the beauty in all things, to appreciate the interconnectedness of all life, and to recognize the divine presence that permeates every particle of existence. This is the essence of enlightenment, to see the world through the eyes of the soul, to live from a place of inner peace, and to be guided by the wisdom of the heart. The path to enlightenment is a path of self-inquiry, of asking ourselves the deepest questions. Who am I? What is my purpose? What is the nature of reality? In seeking the answers to these questions, we begin to dissolve the illusions that have kept us bound to the ego. We realize that our true nature is not separate from the universe, but is one with all that is. We see that we are not the limited self, the individual ego, but the infinite consciousness that is beyond all limitation. This realization is the key to freedom, the doorway to peace, the gateway to love. When we awaken to our true nature, we experience a profound sense of unity, a deep knowing that we are interconnected with all of life. This awareness transforms our perception, our relationships, and our experience of reality. We begin to see the world not as a collection of separate beings, but as an expression of the one universal consciousness, the divine essence that is within and beyond all things. Enlightenment is not a state of perfection. It is a state of presence, a state of being fully awake to the truth of who we are. It is a journey, not a destination, a continuous process of unfolding, of letting go, of expanding into greater awareness. Each moment is an opportunity to break free from the illusions of the mind, to release the attachments that hold us back, and to awaken to the beauty and mystery of life. As we walk this path, we become more attuned to the subtle energies that flow through us and around us. We become more sensitive to the needs and emotions of others, more compassionate, more loving. We realize that enlightenment is not about escaping from the world, but about embracing it, about being fully present, fully alive, fully engaged with the world around us. In breaking free from illusion, we come to see that everything we experience is a reflection of our own consciousness. The world is not separate from us. It is a mirror that reflects our inner state. When we are at peace within, the world appears peaceful. When we are filled with love, we see love in all things. When we are aligned with our true nature, we experience life as a harmonious flow, a dance of energy and light. This is the power of enlightenment, to transcend the illusions of the mind, to awaken to the truth of who we are, and to live from a place of inner peace, joy, and love. The journey to enlightenment is a journey of self-discovery, a process of remembering who we are beyond the layers of conditioning, beyond the masks of personality, beyond the illusions of the ego. It is a journey that requires courage, patience, and dedication, for it asks us to confront our deepest fears, to let go of our attachments, and to surrender to the unknown. But as we walk this path, we are guided by an inner light, a sense of knowing that transcends all understanding. We come to realize that we are not alone on this journey, that we are supported by the wisdom of the universe, by the love of all beings, and by the divine presence that is within and around us. This realization is the essence of enlightenment, to know ourselves as the eternal, infinite, boundless consciousness that is beyond all form, beyond all thought, beyond all limitation.